We got the podcast, Please Don't Sleep with the Host. We're going to talk to leaders within the four walls who have real stories. We're having conversations with like a post-shift drink, right?
Post-shift drink. Used to love those.
What have you been doing with a major restaurant in Ferndale recently?
What have I been doing management-wise? I came up with a new term today that describes my situation there. And I had to share it with somebody that I brought in there that is an uber professional, but you know, we're professionals working in unprofessional situations sometimes. And I said, when you get there, you have the greatest intentions and you think your job is to be the nanny, but your job is to be the babysitter when they've all been there for a long time already. Nanny is the person that, like, you know, really rears them and raises them. The babysitter just makes sure they don't stick their finger in the toaster.
Who would you say this to?
A sushi chef.
Spot on. It's good.
A sushi chef I brought on he's been on for 2 months now. He's hella frustrated because the old guard is like, you know, I wouldn't use the word sabotage, but they're happy to throw a wrench in your tire spokes while you're riding by. And you know, they just constantly find a way, like, and it's funny because my situation there, who had been there for, like, let's call it 3 times the amount of time he's been there, it took me to come to this conclusion. I was getting worked like this by my understudy as opposed to him by the guy that's been there, that's the top guy. But it's the same shit. It doesn't matter. And they both know how to throw it the same way. So, you know, at first it's like, I'm going to teach these guys how to do everything and like they're going to learn the right ways. And now you're just like, hey, if you want the tools, I got them right here. You know, I got them for you. I offered them to you before. When you're ready to use them, let me know. I'm here.
Is that the nanny or the babysitter in that point?
Well, I have to be the babysitter now. I'm not the nanny. I'm not going to be the nanny for that. You know, when you open up a brand new place, you're the daddy or you're the mother, I suppose. I've only been a daddy. You bring them home from the hospital, you know, you burp them. You change the diapers, you make sure that they understand that, like, whatever you show them, that's what you got. Well, somebody else did that with this child and let it get to be a teenager. And so let me ask you what you think the success rate is. You meet someone, you fall in love with them, you get married, you move into their home, they have a 16-year-old kid. You think that 16-year-old kid is going to listen to you?
It's true.
Nope.
Yeah.
So even grown-ups in a 16-year-old restaurant, when someone new comes in there and says, oh, you're doing it like this, I would do it like that. It's not that easy. You know, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for you to adapt to them, believe it or not. And that's fine to an extent. So you build up some trust and you try and go, okay, but this might make your life a lot easier. You know, my mother always says, you can lead a horse to water. Can't make them drink.
You just got to make sure they don't stick their finger in the toaster.
That's the main thing that I've found is more important. And you want to know what's crazy? What's crazy is that ownership is kind of like in that same vein. They're not much different. Like, they're just like, they focus on the thing that they've focused on 12 years ago or something, instead of listening to a new idea and like, let's go with that kind of. They're stuck in their ways. It's not because they're bad. I remember having a conversation with my therapist, one of the first ones I ever had with my last therapist. And she said, you're not bad. Your parents aren't bad. Just don't necessarily, like, you know, you don't live the same life. You don't understand each other per se. I can only nanny he who wants to be nannied. It's kind of like, it's like Mary Poppins, man. Nobody was into Mary Poppins when she first got there. She had to fucking start singing and show them where the good times were. And then they wanted it.
I think the carrot gets you further than the stick. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
The stick is coach them up or coach them out. The stick is you're out.
Yes. Yeah.
You just got to work towards it.
It'll be there. It's not going anywhere. You can build it with the carrot. You're a happier camper.
Yeah. It's a lot more fun. Cool.
Word up.